Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Thanks for everybody who comes out tonight. Want to just say big thanks real quick to the W6VVR repeater and the Vacaville Radio Club. And then also a huge shout out to the Freestar Network, and then also to the owners and operators of the WX5 NAS system. And we'll also say thank you to Mike, WG5EEK, Greg, W5GSW, and Brian, KK6BXP, for all of the effort that they put into keeping the networks alive. My name is Nick, and my call sign is KN6DAL, and I'll be tonight's coordinator.
6VVR repeater.
All right, before we get started, we're just going to take a quick break and see if there's any emergency traffic or priority traffic. If there is at any point throughout the anti-net, you can always just say break with your call sign. We'll clear the air and let you pass whatever message you need to pass. So let's see if there's any priority or emergency traffic at this time. Come now. All right, nothing being heard. So the 2 Meter Crew, we're not an actual club. We're just a group of hams. We're all just kind of learning and enjoying all things ham related. There's no dues or fees to be a 2 Meter Crew member. In fact, all you need to do is hook up with us and say, I'm a 2 Meter Crew member. You can check us out at 2metercrew.net, and you can also join our Discord. We are live streaming this at Northwest Ham Shack, and there's a in the description on the video, you can get links to those two sites. This is an open net. It's open for anybody. We welcome and encourage traffic. If anybody has anything to say, you can shout it out at any time, so join in and have fun. We meet every Wednesday night. Sometimes we miss it, just depending on work schedules. But typically it's every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., which is 3 a.m. UTC. And we are on the W6VVR repeater, which is in Vacaville, California. We can also be accessed through Echolink at W6VVR-R. There's Allstar Nodes 51094 and 512342 connected. DMR Talk Group 317417. You can also connect with us through YSF Reflector 50462. And then we are linked every Wednesday night to the Freestar Network. There's many different ways to connect to Freestar. Their All-Star links are 2195 and 2196. We are also linked up to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club in San Mateo, California. If you're looking to access us through another RF repeater, you can check that out. And then if you can't reach us through a digital or a analog mode, you can always connect with us by joining our Zoom chat, which is being live streamed at Northwest Ham Shack. But you can jump in and say hi. I'll put a link in the chat box on YouTube here in a little bit if anybody wants to join that way.
You just lost VVR
I did?
just a second ago, like your last 5 words.
Oh, it probably cut out because I probably timed something out, or I could have just clipped it or something. All right, I think that's it for the spiel. So before we get started, let's see if there's anybody out there that's new to the 2-meter crew or anybody who's never checked in with us before. Is there any new operators out there that maybe you just got your call sign and haven't had a chance to speak, or you're just new to us and you want to say hi? If that's you, come on in now.
KN6JNM out of Dixon, and I'm on actually an app listening to you guys. So there you go.
KN6JNM. It's good to hear from you tonight. What app are you using? Whatever app it is, it's not working very well. All right, we'll come back if you get it going. So I thought tonight a fun topic would be pets. How many pets do you have, or do you have any pets? So I was just thinking about it. We've had a few different pets in our, as we've grown up, my wife and I, and currently we have 2 dogs, 2 purebred Weimaraners, and a lizard, a little leopard gecko that's in our kids' room that they try to take care of, and I have to help them out from time to time. But those are our 3 little critters that are crawling around in the Northwest Ham Shack. So I'm curious what everybody else has. So anybody that wants to check in, come on in now. I don't know why you're yelling, Bert. We can hear you. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm stuck on the 37, just behind all kinds of traffic. Yeah, nothing much else other than that. But yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you have us to keep you company for a little while. So the topic tonight is pets. Do you have any pets?
Currently have 1 pet, a guinea pig, and that's all the girls got to do. I don't do any taking care of anything like that, but that's on them to take care of.
Hey, that's awesome. When I was thinking about what people would come in and say, I didn't even guess guinea pig. So you got a good one. I'm gonna try to keep track of who checks in and tells us about pets and see how many weird exotic ones we got. That's pretty good. Well, drive safe, and if you get bored, jump back in and say hi. This is Nick, KN6DAL with 2-meter crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now. Was it still feeding over
WVY.
K6WBY, Dave? I heard, or I saw you on the radio before I heard you, and I was like, what is he doing? What's going on, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, hey Nick, everybody on the net. Doing great tonight. I'm excited, and I feel like I should almost be checking in as a new ham because I've had so much going on in the last 2 weeks I'm actually talking on a brand new radio. It still has the little sticky thing on the screen because I haven't peeled it off yet because I'm going to install it in the vehicle, but got everything all set up here, and I'm using a J-pole that I rigged up out of my buddy pole system from the backyard, and just got a bunch of fun stuff going on. I'm also working on a power box with a couple of batteries in it and a bunch of different power supply options for my mobile operations, and wanted to answer the pet question really quick. So currently I have a purebred German Shorthair who is just crazy and full of energy, and everybody, despite the gray in her muzzle, thinks she's still a puppy, even though she's 10 years old. But I have had some pretty exotic pets over the last years. I've had ball python, snake, which was kind of fun, and I've had all sorts of different fish, including some crazy, amazingly difficult to take care of freshwater stingrays from the Amazon, so similar to piranhas and all that, poisonous and deadly, and not exactly legal in California, but they're impossible to survive in the wild here anyway, so I'm not sure what sort of difference it makes, but some cool stuff over the years.
Yeah, that's cool. When I was younger, I had a fish tank and had, kind of just your standard variety of different fish, like Oscars and those kinds of things, but never anything exotic like that. So that's actually really interesting. I wish Connor was here because he's a big fish guy, and he's actually got kind of a cool setup in the background of his room that, and he's got a video. He was showing us that one day. I don't know if you remember, where he's got a video on his fish tank, and at first I was like, that's not that cool. And then when I started watching it, I was like, no, that's actually pretty cool. Like it was pretty unique. So that's cool. And then the snake, I'm curious why you got rid of it. They're like so easy to take care of. Why did you end up getting rid of the python?
Yeah, they are super easy to take care of, and I actually got that snake when I was in the Marine Corps, and you couldn't have pets or a snake or anything in the barracks. So I actually used to move the tiles of the drop ceiling, and I'd slide him up in the tiles of the drop ceiling when I wasn't there. So he was just chilling up there in the drop ceiling when I wasn't around. And then I actually had a big giant display case that I got out of some winery. It was a 6 feet tall, all glass, and I had a tree in the middle of it. And he could climb up and down. It was really cool, but it just got to the point where even for a low maintenance, I had small kids, and for a low maintenance animal, even if it could snuff out one of the kids at some point. And so it got to be a little bit like, probably not going to be a problem, but kind of didn't want to risk it. And when we left, for weeks at a time, I didn't want to have to deal with it. And I had another friend that had a young kid that was super into it and really wanted it, and so it was kind of convenient to pass it off to that family. Right time, right place. They took great care of it and fattened it up for the next 20 years, and I haven't seen it yet, but to my understanding, it is living at the elementary school library. So it's the snake in the library now, living down there at the elementary school here in town. I think that's where it ended up after those kids kind of moved away and went off to have their own lives. So interesting snake story.
No, that's cool, Dave. Thanks for sharing. No, I think that's probably the best route that could have gone. A lot of times people get rid of pets and stuff because they're either it's just inconvenient or whatever the case is, but that's a cool ending for that. So right on, man. Thanks for checking in, and you're in the Zoom chat now, so you'll be hanging out, and we'll be talking a little bit, see how many people check in with us. This is the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. The topic tonight is, what kind of pet do you have? Anybody that wants to check in is welcome. Come on in now.
7, IVU, Kilo 7, India Bravo uniform. Striker in Olympia, Washington.
Hey, what's going on, Striker? You know, I always forget what mode you're coming in on, but you sound dynamite coming into the repeater. Like your voice clarity is really good. What mode are you using to access us?
MDVM hotspot, and the HT is an FT5.
Yeah, man, it sounds really good. So tell us about your pets. You got any pets?
I do indeed. So along the line of actual pets, we have an 11-year-old border collie Aussie Shepherd mix. We're down to one dog now. We did have another one up until last November, but he was old. And we also have an aquatic snail. So along also other animals, we have 11 chickens and 3 goats.
Jeez, that's a mouthful. It took me a second. I had to write them all down. So, you know, I'm getting all these ideas. I found out the other day that one of my employees raises chickens, and I didn't even know it. And he said, yeah, he's got, I think he's got 10, and he gets like 8 or 9 eggs a day. And, you know, he doesn't have any roosters. You have to get, you know, in the area that he lives, you can't have any roosters. And he loves it. He said they're super easy to take care of, and he's got a pen all set up for him. So my wife has always been really interested in getting chickens, so I might have to learn a little bit about that from you at some point there, Striker. But cool. So a couple dogs, and I'm curious about the aquatic snail. You're gonna have to unpack that one for me a little bit.
So we had fish, and we also put a snail in there, and the fish didn't make it, but the snail's still chugging along. So he's in the water 100% of the time. He just kind of scoots around the tank and eats algae, and he's fun to watch. It's actually surprisingly quick, and he hangs out in the tank. Along the lines of chickens, yeah, they are super easy, but chickens are also super fragile, so they'll just kind of pass on you. But if you have about 10 or so, yeah, about 8 eggs a day in the summertime is about normal. And once it comes wintertime, their body energy goes to keeping them warm, so you get less eggs. So stock up in the summer, and they are good. The eggs themselves are actually good for 6 months at room temperature, so long as you don't wash them. There's a coating on them called bloom. And that's why you have to refrigerate eggs in the United States, is because the FDA mandates that you have to wash them, and which washes the bloom off, because it also can potentially carry bacteria.
See, I came up with this topic because it was supposed to just be fun, and I'm learning way too much now. But that's actually interesting. I did not know that eggs kept for that long at room temperature. I thought you had to refrigerate them, or, you know, because they're natural, they would like decompose or something like that. But super interesting. The snail, you need to get a fish to go with the snail. That's just weird, man. But super cool. All right, let's hopefully you have a chance to pop in the Zoom chat there, Striker, if you get around to it. I posted it in the YouTube chat. If you're interested, and that invitation goes to anybody that wants to jump in, you're welcome to. Let's see who else we got out there. This is Nick KN6DAL with 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. It's 90.1 degrees in my shack right now, so I'm really struggling to stay alive. And these hilarious pet acquisitions are great for me. Who else we got out there? Anyone want to check in? Come on in now.
Only 80 in my shack, but I got the window open.
Did you hear that?
I heard that something key up, but I didn't hear it over VVR, but I had the volume turned down.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. I heard a station come in there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your call. One more time. Nada. All right. Any and all stations, come on in now. Something weird is happening. All right, I heard the station, but I still couldn't catch the call, so I'm gonna leave a big break and come back with your call phonetically if you could.
Kilo, Fox 7, Hotel Quebec Radio.
Was it KF1 Hotel Quebec Radio? All right, I think I got most of it. I got Kilo Foxtrot 1 Hotel Quebec Radio. If that was wrong, go ahead and correct me on your comeback. The topic tonight is what, if any, do you have any pets?
KF7 HQ.
KF7.
No, I don't have any pets. When I'm here in the Allegheny State, little traumatic brain injuries, you know, 2 months ago, so we're trying to find our way down Mojave.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you checking in with us tonight. Definitely, pets aren't for everybody. So sometimes I wish I was pet free, but then I see my dog and I hang out with him for a little bit, and he's all excited to see me every day I get home, and it kind of makes me feel bad for wishing I didn't have a pet to deal with sometimes. But we appreciate you checking in with us tonight, and I did get your call sign down there correctly. It was KF7 HQR. Appreciate the check-in. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now. All right, nothing being heard. We're going to take one last round. It might be a short night tonight, which I'm not too sad about because I'm already starting to sweat. And I don't know what it is, but I have 2 fans going, and the temperature just keeps rising in the shack. It's like it hates me tonight. This is Nick, KN6DAL, with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now.
Yes, Nick, Kilo November 6, Papa Alpha Alpha, Jeff over in Redwood Estates. It's getting colder here, the fog's in.
Jeff, how's it going tonight? It's good to hear from you. I'm not sure where Redwood Estates is. Can you tell me where that's at?
Yeah, we're about 2,000 feet on the summit of the Santa Cruz Mountains, a.k.a. Highway 17 and Highway 35, in between Los Gatos and Scotts Valley, top of the ridge. Kilo November 6, Alpha Alpha.
Well, just the way you described it sounds better than where I'm at right now. Jeff, tonight's topic is pets. Do you have any pets? And if so, what or who are they?
The only pets we have are rescue chickens. You know, the kids in the schools in the mountains decide to, they're so cute and furry and fuzzy as chicks, and then when they get larger and smellier and stinkier like myself, then they don't want them anymore. So yeah, the boss, she rescues chickens. So we've got 8 or 10 of them at any given time out in the San Quentin. Okay, Kilo November 6, Papa Alpha Alpha, no tuition.
I've heard of a lot of rescue animals. Never heard of rescue chickens before, but hey, however you get some chickens, that sounds like that's the second topic of the night. We were just talking about kind of the ins and outs of raising chickens and stuff. So cool, man. Well, I appreciate you checking with us tonight, and I hope you have a good evening. Stay cool out there. This is Nick, KN6DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any check-ins, anybody that wants to check in and say hi and tell us about your furry friends and any pets that you have. Come on in now. All right, nothing being heard. I'm going to take one last call out, and then we will turn the repeaters and all the digital connections off, and we'll be hanging out on our Zoom chat for a little bit. And it's early enough in the night, we might kick on the HF rigs and play a little bit of radio. We did that a couple weeks back, and we were able to make contact with each other. That was pretty cool. So band conditions seem to line up, and maybe Stryker, if you're still out there and you have a chance to hop on in a little bit, we can see if we can make it work. But we'll take last calls. Anybody that wants to check into the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net tonight, come on in now.
Good old West Sacramento, just checking in.
All right, wherever you are standing right at the end of your transmission, don't move, because the beginning was not good. But so I didn't catch your call sign, but I heard West Sacramento. If you could come back with your call.
Oh crap! All right, okay. Let's see. How about now? This is Alpha Kilo November 6, Papa Romeo Delta. Could I meet the repeater this time?
Yeah, you're in. You sound good, man. How's things going in West Sac? And tell us if you got any pets.
Well, things are cooling down over here. I'm in the garage. I'm helping out my nephew. He's setting up a electric bike for Burning Man this year. He's wrapping it in fur. So that's kind of like a pet, because it's all furry and stuff. But other than that, no, nothing that wags its tail. At least not around here.
Right on. Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight. And keep in mind, we always got a Zoom chat going on after the Anti-Net's over. Anybody that wants to join is welcome to. And I hope you have a good night. This is Nick, KN6DAL. We're looking for any last calls for check-ins. Come on in now.
This is Kilo Mike 6, Golf Yankee Victor, Santa Rosa.
All right, KM6GYU. How are you doing tonight?
How's he coming in?
I think all right.
Kilo Mike 6, Golf Yankee Victor. Very good. I'm trying to check in to make contact with one of my neighbors who just moved here, Eric, and I was told to contact him on 147.060 at Tuesday at 8 p.m., but I didn't hear him on. His call sign is KQ6OB. His name is Fred. And is this the correct repeater to try to connect with him?
I'm not totally sure. I don't recognize that call sign, but it might be the correct repeater, and we can find out really easily. KQ60B. If you're out there, Fred, come on in.
He has the right frequency, wrong PL. There's another repeater over in Sebastopol that's the same
Okay,
output, same input, different PL.
I'm going to key you up, Dave. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
This is Dave K6WBY. I think you have the right repeater frequencies, but the wrong PL tone. There's a repeater over in Sebastopol that you might be looking for, and you're hitting the repeater on Mount Vaca. So this is the VVR repeater. The repeater that I think you're looking for is the point raise repeater with a PL tone of 88.5.
KM60YB. No, I was told Mount Vaca, and I was told two frequencies I was given. This frequency I was given as 145, 1470, 127.3 PL, and that must work because I'm getting in. But no, I'm trying to get a hold of Mount Vaca, W6BVR, and I will keep calling him at other times.
Yeah, no problem at all. Hopefully he comes on. If he's listening, Fred, you can always jump in and say hi. We have a anti-net here every Wednesday night, and then on Tuesday night there's a club net that takes place. That might have been where he was at, but I don't recall hearing. I don't remember that call being on the roster, but I can definitely try to look that up here in a little bit. So we'll keep you in mind, and I'll keep your call sign written down there. So thank you for checking in and saying hi to us. And hopefully you're able to make contact with your neighbor there. This is Nick, KN6DAL. We're looking for any and all check-ins. Come on in now.
KM6QLB, this is Vince in Pittsburgh. How you guys doing tonight?
Vince, I'm doing pretty good. The temperature is staying steady now. It's not climbing anymore. It's 90.1 degrees in the shack. I've got a swamp cooler on one side and a fan on the other. Hopefully you guys can't hear too much background noise on me when I'm talking, but I'm surviving, and it's all in good fun. And we're looking for what kind of pets you got tonight. So tell us what you got.
Coming in crystal clear. No exotic pets in between dogs right now. I had a couple labs. Lost one a few years ago, so haven't got the courage to get another one yet, but that's about it for the pets. Just wanted to jump in and shout out before you shut down.
Right on, Vince. I appreciate you checking in with us. You're always welcome back, and if you're interested in hanging out on the Zoom chat, this is being live streamed on YouTube, and we got a Zoom link in our YouTube chat box if anybody wants to join in. This is Nick, KN6DAL, doing a last round. Who do we got out there? Anybody want to check in before we shut it down?
Yes, Victor, Echo 7, Lima Echo Ted, via SIP on the Freestar Network from Vancouver. Over.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I got your name was Ted. If that was incorrect, come back. But you sound very good.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I have to dial *99 and # to receive. Yes, I was just on Facebook, and there was a request from the Freestar Network. But I looked at the time, 1800 UTC. Oh, that's long gone. So I decided to dial up 2195 to hear what's going on. So I heard this net. So I take it this net takes place every Wednesday night in North America. And what do you call your net? Over.
Yeah, thanks for the question. It does. We meet every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The name is the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're just a group of ham enthusiasts that enjoy getting on and kind of having a roundtable talk. Sometimes there's a discussion about a certain topic. Sometimes we'll have like a presentation. It just all depends. and we're always linked up to Freestar, so you can always access us through one of their digital connections. And in addition to that, we're also live streaming this on YouTube, so you can always check that out at Northwest Ham Shack. And in the description, there's links to find more information about us. And then there's also a link in the chat box when we're live streaming that you can access a Zoom call if you're interested in sitting down and talking with us. So lots of different ways to connect. But the name of our group is the 2 Meter Crew, and we appreciate you checking in with us. Our topic tonight is pets. So when you come back, Ted, if you want to tell us if you have any pets, who are they, what are they, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, well, I have children. The youngest is 16 and 29 and 27. They kind of grew up. But we have before we had a neighborhood cat that used to watch us from across the roof, across the street on the roof, and then it decided to move in with us until the cat passed away. Then we get this other cat. My wife doesn't like pets. The children like pets. And so we took in another cat, and my wife doesn't like it because it's all black. Maybe she has a new superstition. But over the years, we have had, what was it called? Not a weasel. Ferret, that's it. Our neighbors bought a ferret and didn't want to look after it, their daughter, so they gave it to us. And now I understand why, because you got to keep the ferret's cage very clean because it's a very smelly animal. And so, yes, we don't have to buy pets. We could say are given pets. Back to net control. Victor Echo 7, Lima Echo Ted.
All right, Ted, thanks for that. Yeah, that was a funny story. Interestingly enough, so I'm in Washington. We're streaming this from Washington. We have people from all over the world that check in with us, and people from all over the U.S. that join on a regular basis to our Zoom chat. And one interesting thing is I used to live in California, and in California it is illegal to own a ferret. And I don't think you can even have them in the state. I don't know all like the prerequisites. Like if it was before the law, I'm sure you could probably have it, or I don't know how it works. But I do know that you cannot get a ferret at a pet store in California. And I don't think it's because they smell bad. I think it's because they're like some kind of predatory animal, or they cause problems, or who knows why California makes up the silly laws that they do, but they have it. So I appreciate you checking in with us tonight, and you're always welcome back. This is Nick, call signs KN6 DAL with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We're looking for any last calls on check-ins. Come on in now. We're doing last calls longer than we did check-ins.
This is K2VCC, that's Kilo 2, Victor Charlie Charlie, over.
Yeah, K2VCC, come on in.
Well, I'm brand new at this kind of stuff. I've only had my license about 3 months, even though many, many, many years ago I had a license as a young boy. So I'm getting back into this. This is all new. I was trained at vacuum tubes, and now everything is new. So it's like going back to the future. But it's been a lot of fun. I've got a little 2 meter rig, an FT65, and put up an antenna. So I'm still getting my feet wet. Over.
Yeah, you sound really great. First off, huge congratulations on getting your ticket. That's super awesome. You sound great. By my web browser, it looks like you are coming in through the Vacaville repeater. So you sound fantastic coming in through that. and tell us a little bit about what your experience is from the past having a license to now. What do you think? What's the biggest change other than just the equipment?
Well, there's been a lot of changes. I'll give you. I was 19. I got my. I went to an Air Force school, a radio operator. So I used to type code at 30 words a minute, so that was not a problem. I decided to take my radio amateur test. Passed that, got a general class. Built some Heathkit receiver and transmitter, 50-watt transmitter, and put up some wire, and I used to do CW, not too far, but it was pretty good. In fact, if you want a nice funny story, as you can tell from my accent, I grew up in New York City, and I was in an old apartment, and when I would key my transmitter, the lights would dim following my keying, and it was like the old World War II spy movies. You could read my code while I was typing. So all this is absolutely new to me. Over.
Well, that's awesome. It's really great to have you. We have a topic tonight, and the topic is pets. Do you have any pets?
Well, it's funny you should ask. My wife trains dogs, and we have 2 Pommerpools. We don't buy pedigree dogs. We do rescue dogs. But the interesting thing is what she teaches is she dances with dogs, and she trains that, and they go to all kinds of competitions. They set up routines, and since the dog doesn't know music, it takes a lot of control. Over.
Copy that. Well, awesome. I appreciate you checking in with us tonight. I didn't catch your name. Can you come back with your name?
Where's Savando when we need him?
My name is Charlie, and I'm in a small town outside of Huntsville, Alabama. Over.
Got it. All right, Charlie. Well, K2VCC, I definitely appreciate you checking in with us tonight. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure what that equates to your time, but I'm guessing it's probably somewhere 10:30, 11:30, something like that. You can always check in with us anytime. We'd love to have you back. So appreciate it. And I'll say 7-3. We're going to look and see if we got anybody else out there. Anybody else that wants to check into the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, come on in now. All right, nothing being heard. I want to say a big thanks to everybody who participated tonight. I think the dogs actually won. There was dogs and chickens, I think, were tied probably. But we had a bunch of different people have all kinds of different pets, so that's pretty fun. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We're going to be just kind of talking on Zoom for a little bit. If anybody wants to jump on and join us, you're welcome to. And we'll say 7-3 until next week, and hope to see everybody back. So at this time, we're going to turn the repeaters and all the digital connections back to their normal operation, and we might drag out our HF gear and play a little bit of HF and see if I can talk to old Dave down there. So until next week, 7-3.
Pretty cool.
So, do you have any updated pictures of your shack?
It's a mess.
They're up there? We talked about that 2 weeks ago, remember?
Yeah. Oh, then which one?
Whether the shack was a mess.
Yeah. Which one?
The shack that you're building in the backyard.
The shack.
The actual shack.
The actual shack. No, I haven't I seriously haven't done anything out there in months.
Zero progress.
Zero progress. I've had so much other crap going on, and you know, my buddy, you know, my Elmer, my buddy here in town is he's an electrician, and he's like, well, it's okay that you haven't really gotten anything done. You know, I talked to him about a bunch of other projects and stuff that I have going on. He's the one that gave me the tower. He's like, your shack is weatherproof. So, you know, as soon as the weather changes, you can be working out there in your shack getting stuff done. And, you know, these other projects you have to get done while the weather's good. And so I'm like, yeah, you know, that's a good point. I would like to get a couple more things done.
And who said that?
His name's Dave, WD6L. So a friend of mine here in town that I know, you know, great guy, lives right up the street. He's a extra, you know, he's a VE, you know, does all kinds of stuff. He's the one that graded my general exam.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, great guy and you know, just super helpful. But yeah, he said, you've got it all weather tight. You got the wires pulled in there. You know, you could do whatever you want when the weather changes out there. And so I admitted that's kind of true, but I do want to get back on it. I've been doing so many other things. You know, I got this new radio, got it going. I built an antenna mount for my Jeep.
Okay.
So, because I'm about to put this radio in the Jeep, I'll probably work on that maybe tomorrow. And
what kind of radio is it? You never said.
It's a FTM 300.
Okay.
So it's the new Yaesu, a little bit. It's a good radio. I'm pretty happy with it. I just have it hooked up on a janky little J pole that I made up on my buddy pole antenna system. So I found some YouTube video that said how to make a J pole out of your buddy pole setup. And so I just threw the tower up right behind the garage here and put it up. And that was, so from where I'm at in St. Helena, I'm hitting DVR with just 5 watts.
Sweet.
So yeah, I mean, it works good. I'm pretty happy with the radio. I wish that they made a radio like the 400 with the touchscreen and everything else, but that worked the same, functioned the same as the handhelds. Because the handhelds, I don't know if you're familiar with the FT3D or the 5D, have the ability to divide your memory channels into banks. So you can very easily separate different areas of repeaters.
Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, different, if you want to listen to the police band or, you know, just whatever else, you can keep them all separate. And you just push the button, you know, you say band. And when you have it set up right, the band actually controls the bank, and you just dial whatever bank you want. You go to that bank, and then you have those sets of frequencies. So this thing will hold like 1,000 memory channels, but it's all in one big group. So if you had 1,000 channels in there and you wanted to scan through them, you're scanning through 1,000 channels. And, you know, it's like that Sebastopol repeater. I really need to eliminate it because chances are I'm never going to use it. I guess it's not Sebastopol, it's Point Reyes.
So
like
you're
I do go over to
that you're telling me that 300, there's no way to separate the channels at all? That doesn't make really any sense. Like every radio I've ever used, you could do that essentially.
There's a A band
like
and a B band.
With that many available channels, you know, there's got to be a way to break it down.
There's a A band and a B band, but this one is, you can't. On the 400, the A band and the B band are separate, or the A and B VFOs are separate banks. Like they're completely separate channel memory groups.
Right.
On this one, it's one memory group for both, and you just, you know, it's basically all, or, you know, by bank. So it's
That seems like a pretty easy software fix,
right.
too. You know, like just
It
do a
does.
firmware upgrade and fix it.
Yeah, no, it seems stupid easy to fix, and I don't know why they do. I would those the FT3D and the 5D work almost exactly the same way, and it just makes so much more logical sense. And
Yeah.
you know, when I took my drive from here to Dallas, I could just put in different banks all of the areas that I was going to be driving
Right.
through, so I could scan through those repeaters. With the 400, I had to change like the little micro SD card and reflash the radio each time. It's a big pain. I wish they would do that, fix that on this one as well as on the 400.
Yeah.
Or come out with a new, you know, FTM 500, and I would buy that, because the way it works on the HTs is fantastically better. So
Interesting.
it's cool, but I've got my 991A. I made a box that it, you know, fits in a hard case, the foam, you know, lining that it fits in, that I can pack
Yeah.
everything up in. I can fit my headset in there. I've got my my power box that I've been working on. I got to turn off my filter here. How do I find none? I almost never mess with this stupid thing. Here you
There
go.
you go.
So I've got this big old box
There you
for
go.
my batteries. Can you see that? It's not really.
I can see it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I've got my USB ports here. I can open this stupid thing up. You know, my poles, the threaded, you know, poles here. There's the Anderson, you know, power pole, double power poles up here, the battery monitor with the Bluetooth and all that great stuff. So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of work on this, just getting that ready so that I'm pretty much, I have another battery that's coming probably beginning of next week. So I'll have two 20 amp hour 12 volt bioanode batteries for the case. So I'll be able to run my 991A for a week on that thing, as well as charge just about anything I want to. So lots of projects and ham stuff going on, but zero progress on the shack.
Yeah. That's
Bert.
okay. I forgive you.
Hey,
What's going on, Bert?
not much. Got home.
You made it.
Got home. Had some dinner and had a weird day this morning. Had to go to get like a sonogram or whatever, and I thought they were gonna do my heart and stuff. I was like ready to like take my shirt off and everything, and they were like, take your pants off. I was like, what? And then
What kind of appointment is this, doctor?
yeah, I was like, what? And I was just like not ready for that, and they were like, okay, take off your shoes, take off your socks, and I was like, underwear too? And I was like, damn it, all right, but it was like crazy.
To
And I
check
tell
your
everybody
heart?
at work. Yeah, I guess because I'm gonna have to have
That's
like
new. That's news
Yeah.
to me.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get like open heart or whatever. It's like some other time they're gonna replace my valve or whatever. And so I was like,
Really?
oh yeah.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
that'll be because I have a heart murmur, and so it's gonna be like sometime, maybe like the next 6 months or something like that. Maybe.
Oh, wow. Keep us posted on that, okay?
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be too long. I was back 5 days in the hospital, and then they said like 4 to 6 weeks of no driving. So I was like, all right. I was like, wow, okay. I guess just for like any kind of jerking or whatever, you don't want that whole popping open, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah,
be crazy.
that's do they make you ride in the back seat?
I don't know. I don't know. I
My-
don't even know how I'm gonna.
My dad just had a major chest surgery, more significant than that, but still, kind of the same vein, and he has to ride in the back seat because not only